Hello everyone and welcome back to my little book nook. Today I'm going to be talking about hello, oh, both of you, that's a treat. So today I'm going to be talking about whether or not the books you find on booktok are actually worth your money. Now it's not going to be all the books on booktok because quite honestly there are a lot. But also, these are from when I was still active on TikTok, and I haven't been on TikTok for a good little while. So these are quite old in comparison to some other books. So don't expect any new ones to be talked about today. These are all the old classic booktok books. Now you might be thinking, why do you sound so weird? I was sick. I've had a really bad cold and a sore throat and a tummy ache and a headache and everything sucked. So I sound a bit raspy, which is exactly why I have my bucket of ice water right next to me. But yeah, anyways, these are all somewhat older books. Some of them are not as well known as on booktok, but I have found them through booktok, so do with that what you will. But before we do anything, I want to talk about the book I'm reading, as usual. And the book I'm reading right now is The Stolen Heir by Holly Black, which is a duology hanging off of the Cruel Prince series, which I'm obviously going to be talking about today. But The Stolen Heir, it's about Oak, Jude's brother. Jude is in The Cruel Prince, and Oak is the stolen heir. He is the little brother and rightful heir to the throne, and he is going to find and save his father, and he is taking Surin, the little kid queen from the Court of Teeth, who has been exiled, I guess. They're doing something. I'm only 150 pages into it. Not that far yet. I have 200 pages to go. But it's very much in the same vibe as The Cruel Prince, which I really like. Oh, that sounded really weird. I'm really enjoying this so far. So I've got my book, I've got my biscuit. It is the same biscuit as last time. Even better, it's the biscuit that was right after the biscuit from last time. And that's because I haven't had any snacks in a week. So yeah, I got my book, I got my biscuit, and let's go. So a nice segue from The Stolen Heir into the next series is The Cruel Prince. I have found these on booktok pretty much when I got onto booktok, and I can tell you these were definitely worth my money. Like, I've paid a lot for a lot of these copies. I have multiple. I have the normal paperback editions. I have a set of Dutch limited edition, one of which I got for free because it's damaged, which I don't care. Because I only have it for the pretty. And I have a collector's edition, what came out last year. So these, in my opinion, are definitely worth your money. If you like political intrigue and mortal girl fighting and kicking ass in a fairy world, The Cruel Prince, definitely worth my money. Maybe it's worth your money. It's great. I just finished my reread of this, and I really want to go back already. These two, Jude and Cardan, are my Roman Empire. Like, my heart lies with them. Like, I don't know how to put to words how much I love these books. Jude and Cardan, I do hate that they're not the same That's annoying to me. But that's the only. I could get. I'm not gonna get rid of the first one to buy another one. I'm not. No. Anyways, so the next book that I found on booktok that I did really enjoy was Sky in the Deep. This is a story about a girl who is a Viking, and there are two Viking clans that are fighting, and this girl lives in one of the Viking clans, and every 4 years, 5 years, they go into battle for a couple of days, and I think it's 5 years in between battles. And the first battle she ever joined, her older brother was killed. This is no spoiler, by the way. This all happens in the first part of the book. And she is very angry about that, which I would be too if my brother was murdered by a Viking clan. But in the second battle she takes part in this, the one that is described in the book, she sees her brother and she's very confused because he's supposed to be dead. And she tries to follow him because she's like, what the hell? And then it appears that he isn't dead and he is actually part of the other clan. Now he joined the other clan and became a found family with the person he fell down a cliff with 5 years ago. So she's been captured and taken to that clan and is supposed to be a slave. It's enjoyable. I think if you like Vikings and found family tropes, a cute little teeny tiny romance at the end of it, it's a nice read. It's a good book. So yeah, this was worth my money at least. Okay, so now for a book. It's a duology and it's pretty well known. It's very well known, and that is Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. This is definitely worth your money. It just is. It just is. All I'm gonna say about this: 6 traumatized young kids who are angry and are ready to blow up the world. That's the vibes. That's all the vibe. There's a TV show. If you haven't seen it, you probably have. There's a TV show on Netflix, and they literally do blow up the city, half the city, quarter of the city, maybe, maybe just a building, but they do blow up stuff, and that is pretty accurate. That's the vibes. They just like to blow up stuff. They like to scheme. It's scheming, it's anger, it's angst, they're all just really, really angry, which I get because they've been through a lot. And they do stupid things because of that, which I also get. Because they're kids. Literally, they're still kids. But yeah. Also, witch hunter and witch fall in love with each other. That really happens. Witch hunter and witch. Also, the first sentence of this whole book series, that's not the right book. The first sentence of this book series, it's so funny. The first line is, Juiced had 2 problems, the moon and his mustache. It's really funny. Juiced had 2 problems, the moon and his mustache. That's a good first sentence. That's a really good first sentence. Also, Juiced is pretty much never heard from again. And segueing from The Six of Crows, a book series that might not be worth your money, and that is Shadow and Bone. I enjoyed this when I first read it. Also, the height difference again. What's up with that? Why? But I really enjoyed this when I first read it, but that was a couple of years ago, and I do not remember a lot from the books itself. I remember a lot from the series. I really do like the Netflix series. I really do like the Netflix series, but the books are not memorable enough for me. The way I remember Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, I don't remember this. Even though they're by the same author, they're in the same world, they're very different. And that might be just bias, because I really like Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. But if I could give you a suggestion, if you really wanted to read Shadow and Bone, read them before you read Six of Crows. Because if you read Six of Crows before you read Shadow and Bone, you're not gonna like them as much. They're not gonna be as memorable for you. They certainly weren't for me. I'm really sad I didn't read these before I read Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, because it might have ruined it a bit for me. Maybe worth your money, maybe not. Depends on which one you start first. Now to a book that I did not like. And that's gonna be controversial because it's a Sarah J. Maas, and I really like Sarah J. Maas's books. It's The Throne of Glass. I really like the Throne of Glass series. I haven't finished the last book yet because I'm scared. But I did not like the first book in the series. It was really slow. And nothing really happened, in my opinion. Things happened, of course, but it wasn't throw me away. You know? And in book 2, a lot more happened. And a lot more intriguing things happened than in book 1. This was basically the Hunger Games, but then make it Fae. I'm really glad that I kept going after book 1, because I was not going to. I did end up liking all the other books that came afterwards, except for the last book, because I haven't read that yet. I'm procrastinating a lot. But I'm not feeling fuzzy about this. The others I'm feeling fuzzy about. This is not fuzzy. You know what I mean? It's like saving the best for last. When you're eating, it's like eating the potatoes. That's gonna be controversial because everyone loves potatoes. It's like eating your potatoes before you eat your meatballs. You have to get through them before you can get to the good stuff. That's pretty much this. Didn't like the first one, did like the rest. Okay, so another book, also by Sarah J. Maas, that I do think is worth your money. In my opinion, that is A Court of Thorns and Roses. I read this 2 years ago. I distinctly remember finishing after a glass of wine, and I was sitting on a very big chair because I had one in my room, and I was kind of tipsy, and I finished reading this book and I started crying because I thought that the ending was really sad. Now, I might have been a bit influenced by the alcohol to start crying, because, well, I might not have, because I cry a lot at books. But coughing up a lung and a half, Jesus Christ. So I cried in a big chair while drunk, and then I got over it and I stopped crying, and then I fell out of the chair. I don't know, I was a bit tipsy. But every time I pick up this book, that it makes me remind of the fact that I was dumb and fell off a chair. But I really enjoyed this. It's Beauty and the Beast, but, well, Beast was great until he wasn't, let's just say. And in book 2, actually, I'm not gonna pick up all the series for every one of them, by the way. And in book 2, we find that we do not like certain main characters of book 1, which is very intriguing. Like, I really like how that is part of the plot. How you get, like, misled a bit. Like, ooh, you like him, and oh, never fucking mind. I can never trust myself again. Okay, thanks a lot. Moving on. But yeah, Court of Thorns and Roses, really liked it. Really intriguing, the whole series, except for the last book. That was definitely a waste of money. The Court of Silver Flames was a waste of money. Was a waste of time. I read the whole series in 1 week, and then I spent reading A Court of Silver Flames over the course of 3 months. I did finish it. I didn't like it. I thought I did like it, but I didn't like it. It wouldn't have taken me that long to finish if I liked it. But the rest I do like. Just the last one. That stay clear. You could not read the last one and be none the wiser. Just read the first few and leave the last one behind. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Okay, so for a book that I didn't like. This is not worth my... I wasn't invested in it. I tried reading it, I tried listening to it, I tried doing both, but it wasn't for me. And that is Wilder Girls. This is about a girl who is put on an island with an entire school of other girls who all get some sort of virus, and they start changing, and they're pretty much, basically, they're social distancing. They're fenced off from the others. They're on an island, and the only thing that is going to and from the island is a boat with shippings of food. And it's basically the same premise as the Maze Runner. It's the Maze Runner with the monsters, but the girls turn into monsters. And everyone dies. One goes missing. One of a little group of 3 best friends goes missing, and they start looking for her, but they're breaking quarantine for that. And then this main girl, finds out about a lot of shit. I don't really remember, because I really did not like this. Something happened in a cabin at the end. They like found someone dead in a cabin, and it wasn't my favorite. So to me, this was not worth my money. It really wasn't. So TikTok failed me on this one. I might be unhauling this soon. Not worth my money. So trying to get it into a positive note. One that was worth my money. And that's Heartstopper. Because Heartstopper is bae. Heartstopper is so great. It's about 2 boys, Nick and Charlie. And Charlie is outed at school, at high school, that he is gay. And Nick is becoming friends with Charlie after they started sitting next to each other in class, because they're in the same school form. And Nick realizes that his friendship with Charlie is a little less than that he wants, and he thought he was straight. Apparently he isn't. He's bisexual. He's bisexual. He wants you to know that he is bi. Nick and Charlie grow together as friends. Nick finds out that he is not straight, and Charlie finds out that he is in love with Nick, and Nick is in love with Charlie. So it's a great love story. It's very cute. It's graphic. It's really cute. Pretty much everyone already knows this, but if you don't, and you like sappy and cute, lovey romance between 2 boys, Nick and Charlie, Heartstopper, definitely worth your money. And it was definitely worth my money. So, Heartstopper, great, we love. And then on to a book series that I loved. Well, loved is a strong word. I liked, but I think that if I were to reread them again now, after 2 years, that I might not like them as much. And that is A Curse So Dark and Lonely. This is also a Beauty and the Beast retelling. This is throughout the entire book a Beauty and the Beast retelling. And this is about a girl in the human world, in our human world, not a fictional human world, our human world. So yeah, this girl is taken to this fairy world, and she has to fall in love with the prince, because that's the only way to break the curse. And the curse is that they have to relive the autumn of his 18th year over and over again. And the only way to break that curse is if she falls in love with him. But his kingdom is basically falling apart. The one thing I do have to say about this is that there is a disability representation, which I think is really good. And I think that there should be more books that are disability representative, and pretty much representative of everything. But there aren't as many books that represent people with disabilities, at least to my knowledge. If you know anything, please let me know. I would love to read more. I'm very open to finding books that are representative of people with any kind of disability, whether that is blindness, deafness, movability disabilities, anything, visible, non-visible, don't care. If you got Rex, please hit me up. But that's something I really did enjoy, is that there are disabilities in this series, and that there are certain things our main character can't do because she is disabled, and that there are certain things that she can't do that she finds a way to try and accomplish as well as she possibly can because she is independent and feminist. And so yeah, now I'm not physically disabled, so I cannot for certainty tell you that this disability representation is any good because I'm not disabled. I don't fall in that category, so I can't tell you if anything about this is correct or if it isn't. But I really do like that there is any representation in this. So points up for that. But other than that, I might not ever reread this again. I'm not thinking about this a lot. So I have two more I want to talk about, and both of these are positive. Most of these are positive. I'm very lucky that most of these are positive. But one book I found on TikTok that I really enjoyed was House of Hollow. And this is the Haunting of Bly Manor vibes wrapped in a little book. It's very short. It's very tiny. It's about three sisters that go missing when they're little, and then like a day or so goes by and they come back. And ever since then, everything is a bit off with them. Everything about life is just slightly skewed. Not quite right. And we find out why in the end. I'm not going to tell you why because that would be spoilers. But it's very suspenseful. It's very intriguing. At some points I was like, dude, calm down. Like, this is very, I'm really not sure what is happening right now. Like, when they're older, Iris's sister goes missing and they're going to find her and stuff happens, and it's a good read. It's very much The Haunting of Bly Manor, which I really enjoyed because I really enjoyed the show. So if you want a short read that is bordering on ridiculousness, that is also very much taking little snippets of your like sanity at a time, like what's going on, what is happening, what are we doing here, why like, if you enjoy that, then House of Hollow is definitely your kind of thing as well. It was mine. I went into this not knowing anything, and I got out of this like, can we do it again, please? I really enjoyed this. Oh, wait, it wasn't a day, it was a month. They were missing for a month when they were children. I was wrong, it wasn't a day. They also don't remember anything from when they went missing. The older sister goes missing, and they start looking for her, and they're trying to see if she went to where they went when they went missing a couple of years back. So they're going there, and shit happens again, and I enjoyed it, but it was really disgusting, if you know what I mean. Like, there were some gory things that I was like, oh, that's disgusting, but also kind of cool. So yeah, House of Hollow, really like this. Was worth my money. And then the last book. And this is one that I am most excited about because I thought that I was going to hate this so much. And I love this. And that is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. Now, I've talked about this before, but The Love Hypothesis, I found this on TikTok, and I was like seeing all these mixed reviews. Some people loved it, some people hated it, and I was like, I'm gonna buy this just to see what the hype's about. And I texted someone when I started this, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing to myself right now. And then I got to page 3 and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get my markers out because I'm gonna have to write some things down. And on page 3, I was like, that's funny, and that's funny. I like that. That's fucking hilarious. So I really liked the Love Hypothesis. There were some cringy things in this, like fake dating Wednesday. Pretty much every Wednesday was fake dating Wednesday, and they would say, oh, tomorrow's Wednesday, fake dating Wednesday. I was like, okay, you can stop now. That's getting annoying. But there were some things in here that I was like, that's so funny. How dare you? There was this one scene where they have to go get flu shots, and apparently one of them is scared of needles and the other makes fun of him by pretending to be really kind. And I was like, hey, that's my type. I would do that too. But I really like the Love Hypothesis. Like I went hard. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun talking about this to my sister. I was like, you're gonna listen to me because I have things to say. Even though you don't read, I have things to say. So sit down and shut up. I really liked the Love Hypothesis. It's basically two people in STEM fake dating because the world sucks. But they do it funnily. And I really like that. So, the Love Hypothesis. Definitely worth your money. I might be rereading this very soon because I really, really like this so much. But yeah, that was all. Some of these were not worth my money, at least. Some of these, well, most of these, luckily for me, were worth my money, because otherwise I would have been very sad because that was my money and I spent it. But I was lucky. Most of these were worth my money. And TikTok overall did not fail me completely. Thanks, TikTok. So yeah, that was it. That was my video for today. I'm hoping that next time I don't sound like a toy that has not been used and the squeaker is broken, because this is ridiculous. But yeah, that was my were these TikTok books worth my money? Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. And I will see you next time. Bye.